What's good, world? It's your boy Twiz, and welcome to an episode of 5 Minutes of Twizdom. 5 minutes of tips and tricks to help grow your music brand. Shouts out to everybody who has followed the page, who's been keeping up with season 2. We have definitely been on a ride, man, but we're gonna really drop some gems today because I wanna speak a little bit to you about this Kelis Beyonce situation. I just hear way too many and see way too many people commenting on this thing, and they're not really understanding why Kelis just went off like that. You know, all they can say is, oh, Beyonce put you on and Beyonce put you in position. It's bigger than that, okay? But in order to understand this whole situation, you gotta know a little bit about the music business when it comes to this stuff. Now, when a song is created, it's comprised of two separate parts. There's the writer share that you can use, and then there's the publisher side that you can use. Now, you're probably wondering what the heck is all of that stuff. I'm gonna break it down to you in the simplest form. All right, so when we look at the writer's share of the song, it's essentially anybody or any person that has contributed to the song. That means if you wrote it, actually wrote the lyrics, if you sung it, if you rapped it, if you did ad-libs, if you did, produced it, all kinds of things that the components that came to the writer's part of the track. This is where your credits go right there. And it could get kind of, crazy, because then you're talking about how many people that you're giving credit to, and then the percentages that everybody gets in this project. Obviously, if you're indie, you're in control of basically how much percentage somebody has. When you're signed to a label, there's so many different moving parts that are a part of a song that the percentages are usually pretty low. But I mean, 5% of $1 million still gets you a good bit of chunk of change. And just think about it, if you have more than one hit song that are reaching that kind of plateau, it's some pretty nice change that's coming from that. And then let's go ahead and flip over to the publisher side. This is the ownership of the song. Okay, just because you wrote it doesn't mean you necessarily own it. Okay, especially when you're signed, because when you're signed to a label, they basically own you. They own your likeness, they own the music you create and everything like that. You may get credit for writing it, but they get credit for owning the track, deciding what to do with this track, deciding on what platforms this song can play, deciding if it can be performed or not. It goes deep into that. So that key thing, that publisher side, that is the thing that labels basically hold as some kind of value while you're in debt into the things that they're providing for the artist. So how does this tie back into Kelis? Well, you have to start originally what happened. Kelis was signed to Pharrell's basically label. And most of her hit songs that she's written and performed, she's not listed as a writer credit on the credits for those songs. She's only listed as a performer. Now, what that means is she has no rights to the lyrics. Even though she may have written it, she has no rights to the lyrics, and she can only perform it on stage. So during her prime, when she was performing and touring everywhere, obviously there was mad money coming in. And so everything was great. But once that money started to slow up, once she started to not really be out there anymore and not performing as much anymore, and she realized those checks wasn't really coming in like that, okay, she started looking funny at Pharrell, like, yo, where's the money that's supposed to be coming from this? Because you got to think about it. There's different platforms when it comes to music. You still have when you streaming. I mean, people obviously still stream her music. Movies, TV shows, your sync royalties. Okay, these are things where you can still get money from. If a movie plays your song, you're supposed to get paid from it. Okay, she wasn't getting any of these extra checks that are supposed to come from these platforms. Imagine, right? Imagine this. Imagine creating a song. It's your song, you wrote it. The only thing that Pharrell and them did was really provide recording services and produce the beat, which is valid, okay? But to sign a contract with people that you think that, hey, it's cool, we developed this friendship with, and they're telling you, obviously you have to handle your business. You have to sign these contracts stating that these are how the royalties are going to split and everything like that. What she messed up at is she didn't read it. She didn't have anybody like a lawyer or anybody go over it. She just thought, hey, we all hanging out together. We have this chemistry. I trust you that everything is okay in this paperwork. I believe the words that are coming out your mouth. So without even second guessing what you're saying, signed it. And what she signed was nothing of what they spoke to. They had their lawyer representative but she didn't have hers. She just basically went off of word of mouth. And when it comes to business, we could be cool, but business is business. You have to make sure we have the paperwork in order. We got to make sure we understand the percentages of what everybody's going to get. We have to understand the percentages of the ownership. Is this going to be something that's totally mine? Or is this something that I'm going to split with the people that I'm working with as well? And we need to sit down and discuss anytime there are opportunities that come by. That could be really, really complicated when you have multiple heads or you don't have ownership of your music. So that's really, really tough if you don't handle that part in basically the business part that you need to take care of. If you haven't taken care of your music royalties, or you want to learn more about how to really dive into it and gain all the royalties that you have, make sure you check out this video. This will help you get where you need to go and get all that money. Now, fast forward now to the Beyonce situation, where if you sample a song, you have to credit the original composers and writers and people that are on the track, and as well get permission from whoever has ownership of the publisher's share. In this case, it's Pharrell. And not only does Pharrell own this track, he is listed, him and his partner is listed as writers and producers on Milkshake, meaning therefore that Kelis gets no shine off of this at all. And Kelis is like, yo, Beyonce, you know my situation. I put it out there last year. You already know the situation. You didn't even hit me up. You just went straight to them and you basically sampled the song, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So that is kind of messed up, but at the same time, legally, she didn't have to check in with Kelis. Kelis has no ownership of this project. She's not even listed as a writer on this project, just the performer. So the only thing she's able to do with some of her top songs is perform it in the show. That's it. So whenever somebody samples those shots, they didn't even have to come check in with her. But she just felt that it was common courtesy for Beyonce to come check in and say, hey, we're gonna do that. But what Beyonce did do is she did add her as writer credits on this song. So therefore, if the song took off, which you know it is, it's Beyonce, she would really get credit for that. Like, she would get a big part of that. But what happened is she kind of went off at the mouth, and this is the part where I don't agree with Kelis. She went off on this big tangent and a rant, and basically Beyonce was like, oh, if that's how you feel, then I'm gonna just take you off the song completely, and I'm gonna remove the part that that is a big issue of the infringement on this song. And she kind of dropped the bag on that. Like, you know what I mean? All right, it's Beyonce, you're on there. I understand the things that you had before, but it's Beyonce, you know, and she's showing you love by throwing you on the credits. Like, at that part, that's the part I don't agree with, that she kind of went off on a tangent and did that. But I can only imagine being successful, have successful songs, and you don't even own them. That would make me tight too. You don't even own them. You're not even a writer on this, on your top hits. You don't even own it. And people are sitting here getting fat off of the songs you created, and you get none of that. So I understand the frustration. You would be mad too. You would be mad too if somebody basically stole your rights to your songs that you worked hard and you created, and you get no money from that. Come on guys, come on. Really? For real? For real. So she bugging because she's mad about that. Nah, she ain't bugging, but there's a right way to handle it, and I feel like she didn't handle that in the right way. She let the emotions get in here, and then she messed up any future money that she was going to get for having her name on a credit on a Beyonce track, because you know they gonna get plays. You already know, and she's already like top 10 already, and the album just released not even a week ago. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the crazy thing that people gotta understand. Like, you have to understand this music business stuff, bro. If you do not have your stuff in order, then you will not be able to protect yourself in the future. You may not be thinking about your songs making millions and making all this money and stuff like that. You're probably thinking about now, but you have to be prepared now to think about the future, because this is when it really counts. This is when it really matters. And read your contracts. Not just yourself, but you read your contracts and have somebody that's knowledgeable about how these contracts work, the terminology and things of that nature, so it could benefit you. Because not all deals are bad. Obviously, she still made good chunks of money, even signing her rights away to her songs. So there's still money to be made here in the industry, but you have to be smart about that, people. You got to be smart about that. Okay? And the crazy thing is, Beyonce team is so savage, right? Once they took Kelis off the song, you can't even look it up no more. You know, you can't even find it. It's not on YouTube anymore. You can't find where she had credits. You can't even find a screenshot. Like, that thing doesn't exist anymore. Like, I need a team like that. So like, if you can find out how to make things disappear like that whenever there's a discrepancy, holla at your boy. holla at your boy. Seriously. Like, she went in and it doesn't even exist. Poof, it's gone. Wash my hands of it, it's done. So you really got to get your business in order. I can't stress that enough, Team Certified. Please get your business in order. If you're not sure about how this works, man, tap in. Free game, all right? Free game. It's been another episode of 5 Minutes of Wisdom. Thank you so much if you subscribe to the channel already. If you haven't, man, what are you waiting for? Hit that bell, hit that notification, hit that share button, share it to somebody who need to hear these gems that's being dropped, all right? Till we meet again, y'all. Without you, there's no me. And this is why I do this, baby. Certified.